Alright, in this video here we're going to talk about the general equation of a line, which is the form ax plus by plus c equals 0, where a, b, and c can be any real numbers except a and b cannot both be 0. Right? If both a and b were 0, then we would have c equals 0, which doesn't really tell us anything, just 0 equals 0 basically. Right? So a or b or c could be 0, but you can't have a and b both be 0 at the same time. Right? So this is what we call the general equation of a line. Basically, it's all the terms on the left side of the equation and then set equal to 0. And for this to be a linear equation, both the x and the y, the two variables you have, are raised to the first power. Right? It's just an x to the first and a y to the first. If the x or the y or either one or both of them are raised to a higher power, then you don't have a linear equation. Every linear equation can be written in this form, right? I've made some other videos talking about the point-slope form of linear equation, the slope-intercept form. All of those can be written in this general form where we have everything on one side set equal to 0. And when we graph every linear equation, if we draw the graph of a linear equation, it's always going to be a straight line, right? And the other way, every straight line is a graph of a linear equation, right? So that works in both directions. So if you see a straight line and you want to figure out what the equation of that line is going to be, it's going to be a linear equation. You'll be able to write it in this form, right? On the other side, if you graph a linear equation, that graph is going to be a straight line, right? So those two always go together, right? Now, the general equation of a line is actually not that useful for us, right? If you watch the videos that I did on the point-slope form or the slope-intercept form, right? In the point-slope form, the numbers that we have in there, the x1, the y1, the m, they tell us about a point on the line. They tell us, the slope of the line. They give us some information about the line and what the graph of that line is going to look like. For the slope-intercept form, the y equals mx plus b, right? The m tells us the slope of the line, the b tells us the y-intercept. So again, it's giving us some information about what the graph is going to look like. This one here, this general equation of the line, ax plus by plus c equals 0, the a, the b, and the c don't tell us anything really. All we know from looking at this is, okay, that's a linear equation, right? We don't know the slope, we don't know a point on the line, we don't know the intercept, we don't know anything except, all right, if we graph this, it's going to be a straight line, right? So the reason I wanted to do a video on this is that sometimes you are given a linear equation in this form, so you just have to recognize that when you see something that looks like this, that it is indeed a linear equation, and if you have to do anything with it, if you have to draw a graph of it or figure out what the slope is going to be or something like that, you can always take this and algebraically switch it into like the slope-intercept form, the y equals mx plus b, subtract the ax, subtract the c, divide by the b to get the y by itself. And when you put it in that form, then you can figure out what the slope of the line is or what the y-intercept is, or then you can draw the graph of it. This form itself is not that useful. It doesn't really give us any information, but we can always change it to another form just by doing some basic algebraic steps. All right, so that's pretty much it about the general equation of the line. It's not super exciting, it's not super useful, but it is one of those things that you might see every once in a while, and you have to just be able to recognize when you see, 5x minus 7y plus 3 equals 0, you need to realize that that's actually a linear equation.